Hello and welcome to today's video on high altitude investing. My name is Dalin Anderson and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to trade and get into trading cryptocurrencies and altcoins and Bitcoin for as little as $5. So let's get right into this. Oh, and I'm also going to be showing you how to like make deposits and withdrawals so that you can take your profits. Now let me come over to my tabs here. Okay, let's make sure everything's functioning properly. Okay, awesome. So this document will be downloaded in the description too, so that you guys can go off of this if you need to. But basically the only things you're going to need is $5, debit or credit card, and a bank account. So if you have, you don't have to sign up when you're using Coinbase. You don't have to put your bank account in Coinbase. You could just use a debit or a credit card if you like, but I personally have both connected. A computer, a cell phone, and the cell phone's a little bit more difficult just because the mobile Poloniex interface is a little bit harder to work than just using a normal computer, but it's still very easy. And if you guys need me, I can make a video on specifically doing this on a mobile device. Now, and then the only other thing you're going to need is a little extra time. So what you're going to learn in this video is how to buy Bitcoin with Coinbase, how to transfer your funds from Coinbase to Poloniex, how to make your first trade, how to withdraw your funds afterwards, and how to send Bitcoin just to QR codes and stuff like that. For example, my Bitcoin tip jar. So yeah, let's get right into this. This is Coinbase right here. Now you just go to www.coinbase.com and you just sign up for an account, make a payment method, and once you have your payment method and your Coinbase account signed up, you can buy and sell. Now with debit and credit cards, you can buy and sell instant, and with bank accounts, it takes about 5 to 7 days to process, business days. But with my card, I have about a $3,000 limit, so that that's something you want to be paying attention to. You can increase your limits and stuff. When you sign up for Coinbase, it's pretty intuitive. You'll be able to see your different limits and what you need to do to set up depending on how much capital you're trying to trade. But for this video, we're only going with $5, so I just typed in 5 USD right here. Well, just 5 actually, and then that's about 0.0045 Bitcoin at the current exchange rate. So let me just go ahead and buy this. Let's see here, clean up and disable. Okay, so if I press buy Bitcoin and then I press confirm buy, your purchase was successful. Now let's view the dashboard. As you can see, I now have a total balance of $5.07. So the Bitcoin was purchased instantly and put into my account. Now we do send and request over here on the left. Make sure I'm still signed into my Poloniex account. Deposits and withdrawals. So when you're signed into Poloniex, this is night mode. You can switch to day mode. But when you're signed into your Poloniex, when you first get on the website, you sign in or sign up, depending. And up in the top right here, once you are signed in, you will see this balances tab. Now you click on deposits and withdrawals, and this page will come up. Now I have hide zero balances and hide delisted clicked. So that means that anything that I don't have money in will not show up. Now, if I unclick hide zero balances, you can see that these are all of the different coins and cryptocurrencies or cryptographic assets that you can trade on Poloniex. and there's a lot of them. Now, when you want to deposit one, because you can deposit like Ethereum. Let's say that you bought Ethereum on Coinbase, you can deposit that directly to your Poloniex, or you can deposit US dollar tether. If you have with your US dollar wallet, you can buy US dollars with Coinbase, and it's just a tether, and you can deposit that directly into your Coinbase too. And then you could buy Bitcoin on the Poloniex exchange if you like with that. But let's just get into the deposit here. Now, I'm going to be doing this with Bitcoin. So I type in BTC up here in the top right search. I click on deposit. Now, if you're new to Poloniex, it will probably tell you to generate a deposit address. It's just a little button, and you just click it, and it will generate a deposit address. As you can see, here's Bitcoin Dark. I click deposit. This is just an alternative currency, an alternative to Bitcoin, and it's generating that address, and it will pull that up, and you'll do the same thing with Bitcoin if that's what you are depositing into your account. Now, as you can see, my Bitcoin address is this string of numbers and letters, and I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight that, right click and press copy, or you can do Control C, whatever you prefer. Now it just logged me out of Poloniex. This happens to me occasionally. I'm not entirely sure what it's from, but I will sign back in momentarily. But I have that address copied, so it doesn't really matter. Now I just paste that address in the send or request funds on Poloniex, and I click on my wallet right here. I mean Coinbase, excuse me. Click on my wallet, and then I type the amount of funds that I would like to send over. So I'm going to do 00445, and that's the total amount in my wallet. That's about $5 worth of Bitcoin. You can write a message if you like, and I press send funds. And then there's two-step verification involved, and that's only on my account because well, you know, that's up to you. When you sign up for Coinbase, whether you want two-step verification or not is completely up to you, but I have it enabled just, you know, for maximum security. So let me just go ahead and type in this code that I will receive momentarily. There it is. So, you know, you just type in your code after you get your code received. If you do indeed have verification enabled, and the send is complete. So we can go back to account, and by account it means what wallet I sent that from, and you can see that there's a pending transaction. Now the Bitcoin blockchain takes a little while, sometimes up to an hour or two before the funds are inside of Poloniex, so I will be back when the funds arrive. Hello and welcome back to today's video. So the funds have arrived inside of my Poloniex. If I would like to withdraw the funds after, let's say I made profit, you can click on withdraw, and then you go to your Coinbase account under my wallet and you click wallet address. And this will give you your QR code and your wallet address. Now, if you would like to send it back, you just put your wallet address right there and the amount of Bitcoin and press withdraw. So once the Bitcoin is in your account, you can just go down here in the bottom left after clicking on exchange. And I'm going to buy XMR. It's down about 6%, and it looks like it's hit a pretty important support zone. And so I feel that it would be an excellent time to buy XMR to hold. So I'm going to buy about 0.4 XMR, and I just click on the Bitcoin that I have right here in the top. And then I just pressed buy, and that makes an open order down here in the bottom. And I just wait for somebody to fulfill that order. Sometimes it can take a minute. Really just depends on how active the markets are, what type of price movement there is. and what price you set your buy order at, because you can change what price, you know, if I wanted, I could set it to 110 or 10, you know. Oh, see, it just filled up. So somebody bought it for that, or bought my Bitcoin for their XMR at that price. So you can, you know, adjust your price and stuff. But yeah, so I have 0.0045 in XMR, and that is how you send your funds over and make your first trade. And that was $5 invested into this. Now I can sell out at a profit if it goes up. It's down 6% today, and it's hit a pretty important support zone. So I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up within the next little while, and I can sell at profit. Now, one last thing I want to show you guys. I mentioned that I would be teaching you how to scan QR codes and send funds that way. Now, what you want to do is you want to download the Coinbase app on your cell phone. And once you have the Coinbase app, you can just go ahead and press up in the top right here. It's going to be like the top left in this video. See that little airplane? If I click on that airplane, I can choose the amount of Bitcoin. Come on, focus camera. I can choose the amount of Bitcoin, you know. So let's just say $1, and then I press send. Once I press send, there is a couple contact information here. This right here is a QR code. That square. Sorry about the bad focus. That square is a QR code next to the 2. So where I send it to, that's a QR code. So I click on that little square, and then it will allow me to scan QR codes. So if I want, I can go ahead and scan my Bitcoin tip jar QR code, and ta-da, just that easy. It's seen that I have, you know, it recognized the QR code, and I can send the money. Up in the top right, you just click that send button. Let me get this to adjust. The issue is just that the lighting difference on my cell phone. But yeah, that's how you scan QR codes. I hope you guys learned something in this video. I hope you can start trading. You know, you don't really need a lot of funds. It's really, really fun, and you can make a lot of money doing it. So if you decide to start trading, I recommend going ahead and set up yourself a Coinbase account. There's risk involved, obviously, and, you know, disclaimer, I don't, you know, none of that risk is on me. That's because of your trading. So, but yeah, I appreciate your time, and as always, stay profitable.